Good evening, friends. It's Anna, and I'm here with this week's Empties. As I said, Empties might be smaller because I'm making a point of just doing them every week that I'm home to do them. So, just so that my parents can see wax things leaving the house. So I'm going to actually just pull my Empties bucket over beside me, and I'll just reach down and pull things out. The first thing we have is a Scentsy bar here in pomegranate prosecco. This is the only bar, I believe, that I had of this in my collection. This was gifted to me. This one's old because it was gifted to me. You can see it's flat bottom. It was gifted to me before I became a consultant by the lady who was my original consultant. Because it was a bright pink color and she was trying to make up for an issue that we'd had with some rewards that was not Scensy's fault. It was 100% her fault. She took almost a year to send me a box of rewards, and that should never have happened. But God had a plan in that, and I was able to find my now sponsor and sign up under her and actually start selling Scentsy, where I probably would not have done that with my other consultant. So, as difficult as that was, I thank God for that issue. But she had given me this bar of pomegranate prosecco. I used that up this New Year's week. Because prosecco, yeah, I just got out of the shower, so I'm all red. But because prosecco, for those of you that do not know, is a type of champagne. And so we did this New Year's week for celebrating the new year. Finished this off. Currently going in here in the library, gifted to me by Laurie Hansen in a large flat rate priority box she sent me during our last round robin, is this scent shot from Sweet Tooth Apothecary, or Sweet Tooth Scents, this is, which was then changed to Sweet Tooth Apothecary. She has now changed her name again to the Maybe Collective. But this is in Black Sea. This was a little scent shot cup in Black Sea. I had a half of a scent shot left, and I took that half of a scent shot, cut it in half, and put a piece in each of the two warmers in here. I actually did this yesterday, and it's still going strong today. I don't know if it's just because of the oil that is Black Sea and just the fragrance notes that are in that oil, because I don't feel like everything of Heather's is that strong. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I don't need everything to be powerhouse strong. But this, the fact that it's on day 2 of constant running and doesn't seem any lighter than it did when I first put it in, that's a big deal. Did that. Also gifted to me in that same box from Laurie Hansen was this sample bag from Rose Girls of Campfire Coffee and Cookie Land. It's a blend of Absolute Coffee, Marshmallow Fireside, and Jenny's Cookie Land blend, which is confetti cake, toffee, butterscotch, pretzels, and cookies. This is beautiful. A soft latte kind of feel, because the marshmallow fireside gives it a latte feel and blends down. Her Absolute Coffee oil I do not like on its own. I love coffee scents, but her Absolute Coffee oil is, on its own, can be too bitter for me. but in this blend with the marshmallow fireside and all the bakery, it was a beautiful latte feel, and I love that. Also gifted to me in that same, I forgot to write on this one, but gifted to me around that same time, I believe this one was from Melissa Johnson Haight in a box that she sent me around that same time. It's Rose Girl's Fancy 4-Layer Cake. Strawberry Scoop, which is the Yankee Candle type. Strawberry Shortcake, Lemon Poppy Seed Cake, Birthday Cake. This, let me open this up so I can, it was just a beautiful strawberry cake. And like I said, we were in like celebration mode. So New Year's Eve I had to get labs drawn for my physical. So the Thursday the 8th was my physical. And while I knew that they weren't going to find anything wrong, I've had enough specialist visits and medical things where you always feel like they're looking for something wrong, that even my yearly physical makes me nervous. So I was just trying to stay in celebration mode. So I was doing the pomegranate prosecco, this cake blend, the cookie land blends, all the things, just trying to stay in celebration mode. And then when we got into this weekend, like, okay, we're really kind of out of the holiday feel. Now, granted, we still have a lot of the extra snacks and things around that we're trying to get rid of, so my parents can get back to their strategic eating and their diets and all the things. But that's when I put in the black seed, just to kind of try to freshen things up, clean it up a little bit. And then I do have some testers that we went through in the bathroom. So you ready? Sea salt and avocado. You can tell how old this one is because this tester is yuck. Luna. If you've not tried Luna, Luna is one of our best sellers in Scentsy. It is a very light floral. It's a floral that I say is good for people who don't particularly love florals. That's why, even though it's not strong floral season, now I do love florals, and I will warm a lot of them in the true spring and summer, but it's not true floral season. But Luna, I can use year round, so we did Luna. And then going in my bathroom currently is Pink Cotton. This one is not available anymore unless you have it in your club, and I do, and it is a beautiful, this is like your most feminine laundry scent ever. It is so pretty. It's like a berry cotton candy meets laundry, and I love it. And then we have our weekly cotton cleanup that I have used. Anyway, that is what I have emptied this week. But I'm proud of every bit of it. All these little sample bags. Look, they may just be sample bags, but every item that I empty out is still an item that leaves this house, that leaves my collection, that gives me room to combine things down more. My mom really wants me to get all my wax into one bin in the closet, which is what I'm working on. I'm down to technically 3 boxes in the closet, 2 of them being like decorative boxes that I did have set out over here, but I've changed the setup of the room a little bit this week. And then there are some waxes in some of these cubes behind me, but they don't even know that. So I'm trying to combine things down as much as I can. When I was able to take a couple of things, when I emptied my pomegranate Prosecco bar, I was able to move another bar into the bathroom to use, because that's where this one was put. Then I was able to take a couple of things out of one of my decorative boxes and move it into the tub that I had pulled the bar out of. So I am continually shrinking down where my waxes are. And all my testers are actually stored in my bathroom as well, because I use the majority of them in the bathroom. But like today, I went through my bag of fall and winter testers that were not holiday specific, that I had put away until I used all the holiday specific ones. I went through that bag of fall and winter testers, and other than ones like first day of fall, autumn sunset, autumn road trip, those are very specific, and I have very specific days that I warm those. I went through that specifically fall tester bag and pulled out all the others, and there were like 15. 14 of them I will do in the bathroom. There was one of cinnamon vanilla, which is too bakery for the bathroom. I put that in my bedroom. That'll be the next thing that I change to in my bedroom. But I went through and I sorted that out. That left like 5 or 6 testers in that fall and winter specific bag. I zipped it up, put it in the cabinets under my bathroom. You know, there's like the under sink cabinet. Put it down there. I had 2 baggies. They're probably like, probably half-gallon bags of extra spring and summer testers. I took one of those, put it in the drawer where the fall and winter bag had been. That will be after those 14 testers are gone in the bathroom, and the 2 partial bars I've got. And then I will start filtering in some of those spring and summer testers, as well as bringing in a couple more bars. Like, I always have lots of variety in the bathroom, but there's lots of one and done things too, because the testers, every single one, it's one pop it out, put it in the mini warmer. When it's done, it's done. Like, it's an immediate empty. So I've got a lot of that going on. I've got a lot of just moving things around, just getting through things. I'm going through the small amounts of things that I have. I'm going to go through all of these smaller amount items and put them into empties and talk through them, and then it will just be... Then there might be some weeks that I don't necessarily have empties, because it's larger amounts of things to get through. Because even a Scentsy bar might take me a month to get through, because I only put 1 cube in a warmer unless I'm doing a mix. And I do not often like to have the same scent in more than one room. So at most I might use 2 cubes at once if I use a bar in here and put a cube in each warmer. But so even a bar might take me, it might easily be at least 4 warms to get through. And I don't like to warm the same thing back to back, so I try not to do a specific scent more than once a week. So that's why I say Scentsy bars may take me as much as a month to get through. So we may run into sometimes as I get through most of these little sample size things that I don't really have in empties for the week. But anything that I do empty, I'm going to show you and we're going to talk about it. And then I'm going to put it in the appropriate trash can for my parents to see it when they gather up the trash. I appreciate you for sticking with me through this journey. It's just me enjoying my wax, but trying to get through my wax. Until I see you again, my friends, please remember that I love you. And please, have a blessed day on purpose.